Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're starting Tales of Monkey Island. So, sadly, while Monkey Island 1 and Monkey Island 2 are available to play on Steam, Escape from Monkey Island and Curse of Monkey Island 3 and 4 are not available. So, we have to skip over to the 5th game, which is a totally different company and a totally different artistic style, because now we're going into 3D point-and-click adventure games. This was made by Telltale Games, and I believe, with a few exceptions of games that aren't available to be purchased anymore, this is the last of the old Telltale games I'll also need to play. So we're kind of wrapping up 2 different series on my channel in once in this. Notice the 3D here. By default, you can see this is the old Telltale tool, but it's slightly better than some of the previous versions. It didn't go to 1080p. It just has a number for quality. Hint frequency, I suppose you could turn that up and down. I turned on subtitles, and I think I've been able to adjust my audio so I no longer have to mess with any of that. So we can just kind of hop into the game and begin. This is a 2009 game that puts it right between, I believe, the second and the third series of the Sam & Max Telltale games. So it may be a little low in polygon count for its 3D, but it should be fine. And my bigger concern really is how involved Ron Gilbert, the creator of the Monkey Island series, is, and is his lack of involvement, which I don't think he really did much besides the pre-planning of this game. I wonder if that's really going to change the storyline. Now, I've seen articles that Ron Gilbert would probably reboot the series at Monkey Island 3, which was when he kind of lost complete control of it, so he would make a new Monkey Island 3, get rid of the current 3, 4, and Tales of Monkey Island, which is 5, if he ever got the opportunity. But that probably will never happen, so let's just look at this game that does exist. Ready to start a game? Why is it asking me this question? And then the other thing is, I'm gonna see if we have controller support. Yes. Oh, good. Well, no. Interestingly enough, it seems like there might be controller support, but not in the menu itself. Because it did respond when I hit a button on my controller, but it certainly didn't show a cursor. Here we have LucasArts, which is now owned by Disney, which actually does make it likely that there will be potential future LucasArts games, but not from Disney directly, because they shut down their video game division. So I suppose Telltale Games could be allowed to make some more LucasArts games, or they could license it out to some other companies.
At last, my victory is at hand. Har, har.
By the way, if you remember the end of Monkey Island 2, just kind of forget about that.
Whose sacrifice will eternally bind the oceans themselves to my infernal will. Har, har. Rest yet.
Not half as much as I'll be when Guybrush guts your diseased carcass with his voodoo cutlass, you doddering sack of scum.
I wouldn't hold
pretty bad lip sync here.
Last-minute heroics.
You can see on like his shoulders, there's just kind of straight line polygon triangles animating his clothing.
All right, LeChuck, put down the monkey and back away from my wife.
You can also tell that Guybrush looks a little different here. Probably different voice actors. LeChuck looks really different too.
The seas will run red with the blood of my enemy.
But this is a great example of how the very large amount
No
of.
time to waste, Guybrush. Finish enchanting that sword before LeChuck completes his spell.
This
I'm
is
on
probably a
it. One
tutorial
LeChuck
section.
defeating cursed cutlass of Cthulhu coming up. Now, where did I leave
Cutlass
those
of
handy voodoo
Cthulhu.
instructions?
They're pinned to your mast.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have a controller, so I can just move my mouse. Well, I guess I can't move it that way. Well, this is weird. The mouse won't go away.
You'll be sorry when my sweet patootie gets his hands on you, LeChuck.
Come to Guybrush,
So
you spooky voodoo
apparently
rescue.
it only has partial controller
Well, I had
support.
to sail 6 of the 7 major seas to find the ingredients, but I finally finished the cutlass. Almost. Now all I need to do is find some fizzy root beer to spray on it, and LeChuck's as good as toast.
So this is
Disease toast.
the end of the first game, effectively. We're just looking for fizzy root beer.
I'd fire the cannon, but Elaine jettisoned all my ammo after I accidentally sunk her mother's schooner.
So going to a
Anything useful
talkie.
down there? Nope, nothing but a bunch of lazy crewmen. I can't believe I spent so much time recruiting those guys.
And again, references to like the first game.
Don't worry about me.
Nothing in there but a decade's worth of fantastic pirate food.
These ropes are starting to chafe.
Cease your infernal struggling, or I'll gut you.
Look at him, all smug and oozing with voodoo. We'll see who's oozing after I finish my awesome voodoo spell.
Yeah, this works a lot
Ropes
better.
are starting to chafe.
Cease your infernal
We have
struggling,
breath
or
mints,
I'll gut you
we have
from
voodoo
God
recipe,
to
and we have
gizzard.
this. And we can. It's kind of weird to be on the side here. Like, what is. Honestly, what is up here that it was necessary to put it on the right side? Or what's on the left?
I don't know what LeChuck's doing to that poor monkey, but it can't be good.
So he's perhaps supposed to give breath mints to the monkey.
I think that monkey's got enough problems without me complaining about his breath.
Cease your infernal struggling, or I'll gut you from gob to gizzard.
Maybe I need to control this with a
I can't reach him from here.
with a arrow key. Yeah. Okay, it's a half.
Ah, the legendary monkey casket of Kauai. I'll never forget the horrible hula of Hades I had to do to get this thing. Is this thing sloshing? 4 words you don't want to hear when you pick up a coffin.
Display inventory. We are really in a tutorial. Alright, let's examine this.
I wonder how you open this thing. Aha! A seltzer bottle full of root beer. I haven't seen one of these since before I had a beard. I bet this stuff will work wonders on my cutlass.
And we use this with this. Oh no, we've got to combine it in a new system. This
The last
with
time,
this.
LeChuck. I'm just...
Alright, time to give this cutlass a root beer shower. Flat root beer? What kind of second-rate voodoo seltzer bottle has flat root beer?
So we put this with this, and that should give it some pep.
Whoa, this city.
And then we put this. That's the Mentos and Coke gag. Odd that in 2009 that actually was something people knew about. I didn't think it was that old a meme.
Stop showboating and spray the sword, Guybrush.
The music playing in the background in previous games has been a little annoying, and even now it's a little annoying, a little too loud. I think I'm gonna have to balance some
Find a
things.
fresh supply of impossible to find voodoo root beer. I sure hope there's some on Elaine's ship, because mine's as dry as a bone. And not one of those wet bones. I'm talking a dry bone.
See, and this feels like the middle mouse button brings up the inventory. Sometimes after certain events, characters will have new things to say. Try selecting Elaine and talking to her. And like left clicking doesn't move you? It seems very odd, this interface.
Elaine, my beautiful butter. I said, Elaine, my beautiful butter.
Beautiful butter?
I was gonna say buttercup, but you keep cutting me off.
Oh, Guybrush. Now stop LeChuck or we're all dead.
Throw me the rope.
Elaine, you've got inordinately strong thighs. See if you can swing me that rope.
Not long enough, but I've got a better idea.
How'd you do that?
You don't spend several years at the side of Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate, without picking up a few
And they put the
tricks down.
trademark in the subtitles still.
My ship, my booty, my collection of autographed sextants.
We'll buy you some more sextants later. Just stop LeChuck.
Ah, Threepwood.
And see, this doesn't feel like Governor Marley
Saves me the trouble of having to
in the
sink
writing
your
quite.
ship.
Just doesn't feel quite right.
It's Elaine's barrel of light grog. It's like real grog, only without the taste, calories, or debilitating blackouts.
Let's see. This with this.
Nothing can
gunpowder.
stop me now.
And I do not like the fact
Hang
that
in there,
this
guys.
is
We'll get you out as soon as I put an end to LeChuck.
weaving up and down.
I'll sleep when I'm dead. Or later tonight. I wondered where all my gunpowder went after the mother-in-law incident.
We don't have another one of
The
these.
seltzer bottle doing in a monkey coffin anyway.
Well, we free Elaine. How about start with that? Cutlass on Elaine.
Brace yourself. I'm gonna cut you free.
Cut through these ropes with that sword? Are you crazy?
Crazy in love, baby.
You just worry about LeChuck, sweetheart. I'll be okay.
Those roots could really use a trim.
Here's Chuck the Plant, a reoccurring joke in Ron Gilbert games and
Let's see if we can cut back some of those unruly roots.
these LucasArts games.
There, much neater.
Alright, so we have some root, and we have some grog, which is like beer. So let's put the root in the beer and make root beer. As a pun.
Let's see if these roots add anything to this horrible knot grog. Ugh. This root grog is bland, joyless, and jejune. It's also flat.
Yes. Yes.
Let's add some
the last
Mentos.
time, LeChuck.
Now that's some fizzy root grog. Bet it still tastes like monkey snot though.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see.
For the last
Is that
time,
enough?
LeChuck.
Or
I'm just not that in.
Okay, you barrel of disgusting low-cal goo.
let's
Make
see if
yourself
this
useful.
works. See, they wanted to start
Booyah! Look out, LeChuck! Here comes Guybrush Threepwood's
on an
glowing sword of
action
hot monkey
scene
vengeance.
when probably ending up trapped in the brig under the deck would have been a little bit
For the last time,
smarter,
LeChuck.
trying to
I'm
escape
just
that
not
first
that into you.
room.
LeChuck!
Do you mind? I'd be in the middle of an unholy ceremony here.
Unholy this!
It's pretty much a
Unholy
three-peat,
this?
or
Yeah, I know, but he didn't
five-peat,
give me much to work with. Hey!
Arr, arr, you
Fighting
can't
LeChuck
defeat me
yet
that
again.
easily, sheepwood. Wait, what's happening?
Is that how the cutlass is supposed to work?
I don't know. It's so bright. What the heck?
Woof.
that's debatable.
Guybrush, quick! Finish him off!
What? Oh, right. This is for the monkeys, LeChuck.
What are you doing? Finish him!
It's not me, it's my hand. It won't... Uh-oh.
So this is an interesting twist. His hand is haunted. Now the Tales game, the Telltale games, have been more about telling story and less about being point-and-click adventure games. So I wouldn't be surprised compared to The Secret of Monkey Island 1 and 2. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot more dialogue and a lot less items. You could probably even tell that to begin with, just because the inventory is on the right side. That means there will be probably only about 8 slots of inventory that are ever used up, unless there's a menu reason to switch between different pages on your inventory. Graphics don't look horrible, but they don't look great. There is some good news as far as the Telltale company. They are hiring a new engineer, so maybe in a few years we'll see a much improved version of the Telltale engine. That way their games can actually follow the standards of the day instead of very consistently being a little slower and a little less easy to program with.
Ahoy there, me hearty.
What?
Maybe that will allow them to make more varied and better games.
Sucking back a grog and... No, my dote! My beautiful pirate dote! I'll get you for this, you craven bilge rat!
Sorry, I don't know what got into me. Oh, this can't be good.
You know, you really should have that look at, kid.
Huh?
The name's Nipperkin. Davy Nipperkin, senior reporter, Keel Hauler Gazette. Welcome to Flotsam Island. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Actually,
I think we've already
What's your
been
name?
to
Where'd you come from
Flotsam.
and how'd you get here?
Let's see. Can we now perhaps play with a controller? My private life is none of your business, newsies. I watched a store from the Rock of Gelato. Let's see, do we go with this, or do we go for this joke that I don't understand? Let's try this one.
I'm Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate, and...
Pirate, eh?
Hey.
I believe it when I see it.
Said the exact same
Well, it'd be
thing
nice to
either
have a real
way.
genuine pirate buckling his swash around Flotsam Island again. Why, I haven't had an honest-to-goodness pirate story to write about in over 6 months. Yes, sirree, Bob. Nothing
So
like
what's the point of
promise a
giving
good
dialogue
pirate story to get
choices
the old journalistic
if
juices flowing again, says
they don't
I.
even say what you have to say?
Say, just listen to me prattling on while you stand there all wet and confused and whatnot. So, what's your story, Creepwood?
Let's see. Well, try this again.
This island looks, lovely, but where can I find a ship? I really need to get back to the Rock of Gelato and find my wife.
Like,
Well, there's
it's
only
not
one
picking
ship here
what
on
I'm
Flotsam
pushing,
Island,
so
but it won't do
let
you
me
any good.
try the
Why
mouse
not?
again.
It's the winds, Threepwood. The winds. Here on Flotsam Island, the winds are always blowing inward 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's a freak of nature, a fluke, a curse. Whatever you want to call it, the result is the same. Once you've landed on Flotsam Island, you're trapped.
Are you seriously telling me there's no way off this island?
Well, not by ship, anyway. The only person who I think might know a way off the island is Deep Gut.
Deep Gut.
Deep gut? What's a deep gut?
Deep Gut's my
This is
secret
awful.
source for
This is
off-island news
really
stories.
bad.
And it's a good thing, too. Without
Like,
the Guts' uncanny
why give me
inter-island
options
scoops,
when he
the
doesn't
Keel
say
Gazette would
what-
never be able to
what
compete
I
with those
pick?
snooty prima donnas over at the Flotsam Times.
Off-island news? Hey, then he might know something about Elaine. Where can I find this deep gut?
Hold on a second, pirate boy. Baby J Nipperkin doesn't go handing over his secret sources to every Tom, Dick, and Guybrush that washes ashore.
But I can pay you with treasure from my ship, which is probably at the bottom of the ocean by now.
Also, the audio
Look,
sounds
kid,
a
you
little
seem like a nice
echoey,
enough pirate, so I'll make you a deal.
like it was recorded in a not soundproofed area. Man, I'm really hating this. This is dumb. So I might as well click any of these. A deal, I won't have to dress like a sheep, will I? Deal, I love making deals with complete strangers. A deal, okay, but no blood signatures. I'm gonna pick the first one. He's not gonna say that line of dialogue.
A deal?
Yeah, off island news is nice and all, but the fair citizens of Flotsam
So,
are getting tired of
the
stories
jokes
about faraway
just
lands they'll
don't
never see
play
again.
that way.
Not to mention that I hate being
If he's not
beholden
gonna
to a
actually
deep gut person.
vocalize them.
So?
So I need some nice, meaty local pirate news.
I love making pirate news.
That's the spirit, kid. You can translate that moxie into news-making pirate mayhem, and I'll hand you deep gut on a silver platter.
This is...
Yeah, this'll be a snap. A snap. A snap. Ow!
I like the comedy of your hand being possessed. There was a movie that wasn't very good, but it was an interesting idea where his hand, the main character's hand, was possessed from many years ago. So yeah, looking at this, as far as inventory, maybe we could get 12 items in total, but it honestly feels like there's two different teams, one that are writing the dialogue
that's
choices
not gonna work.
and one that is writing the actual lines of dialogue that will be spoken, and there's no interconnection between the two. And the left click does not work here. So I have to use the keyboard, which is odd because then that means you're basically using your left hand or your offhand for the keyboard, the arrow keys to walk the character, and then you're using your main hand for the mouse for the precision moving.
Attention! Club 41, Flotsam Island's most prestigious pirate organization, is no longer accepting new applications for membership. Thank you for your continued interest, and please go away. Club 41. I wonder what the 41 stands for.
So if this is like the Sam and Max game, which I bet it is, we're probably going to spend a significant amount of time in this area, and we'll just have
Printers Inc., the lifeblood of the newspaper
repeating
industry, lovingly harvested
gags
from
in
squid
the
udders.
same area over and over again. That's certainly what Sam and Max did, and it was
Wind still sucks.
pretty
Flotsam Island
bad.
endures 1,138th straight day of unwelcome winds.
Makes a very cheap. So we have the Key Hollard, which is the newspaper. Let's see, can we try the door?
Odd.
Card? What card?
And there's a doorbell right here, but you may notice it's not lighting up when I'm over it. Okay, so we need a card to get into Club 41.
Wind still sucks. Flotsam Island endures 1,138th straight day of unwelcome winds.
I imagine this joke may change later.
It's locked.
No one allowed in there but keel hauler employees, Threepwood. You're thinking of becoming a reporter?
Oh, heck no.
It's funny, he knows the name Guybrush, but he doesn't remember that his name is Guybrush.
Nipperkin wasn't kidding about news being slow on Flotsam.
So here's Nipperkin.
Swab
Do we really need to talk to him again?
Yeah,
I suppose we could try. See what happens.
Hey, Davey.
Call me Nipperkin, kid. Everyone else does.
I'd rather not.
I don't know what kind of pirate news to make.
Couldn't you just tell me how to contact Deep Gut? I'll be your best friend.
Sorry, kid.
All
No
right,
can do.
that
I
was
need
the
pirate
exact
stories,
line.
And you need my source. Any questions?
So,
What's this Deep Gut?
I
person
guess it
like,
is
anyway?
going to actually
Trying to
work
sneak some
going
information out
forward.
of me, eh? I can respect that, kid. Reminds me of me when I was your age.
Oh, when was that? About 20 minutes ago? Do you really think Deep Gut can tell me what happened to Elaine and LeChuck and help me get off this island?
That's
There's
not the
anyone who can
exact
help you with your
line, but
problems,
that's
Skipwood, it's
still
Deep
very
Gut.
much in line with what I was expecting him to say.
So, what sorts of swashbuckling do you go in for around these parts?
Oh, we used to love all sorts of piracy here on Flotsam. Barely a day would go by without a good bar fight, ship seizing, or buried treasure cropping up. Now it seems like all anyone wants to do is hang around and wait for the winds to change.
Well, leave it to me and your sleepy little hamlet will be bubbling over with buccaneering boisterousness before you know it. I've still got some questions about those acts of piracy.
Fire away, kid. I'm a font of information. What do you want to know?
What kind of ships are there to seize on Flotsam Island?
We've only got one ship on Flotsam, the Screaming Narwhal. It hasn't been seized in years.
So we're gonna steal this ship.
Where should I look for treasure on this island?
There used to be all kinds of buried treasures in Flotsam's jungles, but they've been pretty much tapped out. If I were you, I'd look for an
It keeps
established
snapping.
pirate treasure hunter to give you a hand.
Like, as a just cycling through actions, animation, snapping is a little too obvious.
Where does a pirate go to start a bar fight on this island?
Well, the only bar around here is Club 41. Good luck starting a fight in that joint. They run a pretty tight ship over there. You know what I mean?
So we've
I'm
got
drawing a
3
blank.
goals,
I hate it when that happens.
and
Bye.
we kind of
Keep
know
up
what
the
to do
pirating,
now.
Kid. I'm rooting for you.
And we've got a jail.
It's an empty, smelly jail cell. Kind of like the ones back on Melee Island. Good
Trademark.
times.
They do the trademark joke so often, you almost have to wonder if they actually think that they can actually trademark those phrases, which
Whoever
I
built
doubt.
this jail really wanted to put the burr in brig. Those eye carvings are creepy.
So that probably means something. The courthouse.
From the jails, the flag, and the general air of perverted justice, I can only guess that this must be the Flotsam Island courthouse.
It says that.
Patchy.
So maybe we could steal the flag too. Let's read the sign.
Hear ye, hear ye. Owing to the unprecedented downturn in criminal activity on Flotsam Island, I've locked up the courthouse and taken a long-delayed 3-month sabbatical. Please don't break any laws until I return, or else. Sincerely, Judge Grindstone.
So we gotta
I
figure
guess
out a
court
way
isn't
to
in session today, which is probably a
open
good
this.
thing considering all the laws I'll be breaking.
Let's hit the escape button for a second. Nice. The music's a little too loud. Just in the balance. So let's go about halfway there. And let's go about 2 steps down on the sound effects. And there's really nothing else to do here. I've recently started to make episodes for my channel only 30 minutes long. Try to keep everything a little bit briefer. And having decided to start do that, it certainly has given me some different perspectives, and that was a odd load screen. of just how much
Pirates plundering your
time
palace?
it takes.
Buccaneers bashing your balustrades? Swashbucklers slicing your stomachs? Then you need Morgan Le Fay, pirate hunter par excellence.
Like,
Great, a pirate hunter. I need that like I need a fourth nipple.
man, that is so echoey. I don't know. Like, and if it was my setup, I would be hearing echoes on the music and the sound effects. That's something that the creators of the game did. Anyways, like I was saying, it's been 30 minutes and we've gone through a tutorial. We've struggled with trying to get the controller to work, but clearly it doesn't have full controller support, so it can't play. It doesn't have mouse full support either, so that seems pretty crazy on itself. And what's really weird is I know this game came out, I'm pretty sure this game came out for the Xbox 360, so why the PC version does not work, it's rather questionable. Anyways, like I said, episodes are now 30 minutes and we haven't accomplished much. I would have preferred to have washed up ashore rather quickly and then just walked around the island and got to know the island in that 30 minutes too. And then maybe had the conversation with the character once we searched more of the island, but I guess it doesn't. That's pretty nitpicky. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.